SuperReturn International has long been established as the must-attend event for the private equity world. So, following the challenges of the COVID pandemic, the return of this leading global gathering was welcomed by hundreds of the industry's biggest names. Attracting the most influential LPs and GPs, the Berlin event once again promised unrivaled networking opportunities, whilst delivering a content-rich agenda, examining opportunities and projections for a post-pandemic world.
The talks have been very informative. I really enjoyed connecting with people during my keynote, and just having one of the rooms here and having so many meetings every half hour has been really, really great.
Key topics range from digitisation to sector specialisation, co-investing to differentiation, but one area that dominated discussions, impacting every portfolio, was that of sustainable investing.
Private equity is better positioned than most other forms of capital to drive true change and true sustainable value creation that, is there in the long run and meets the expectations of a broader cross-section of stakeholders. And I've actually, been pretty public about this. I use the term, let your capital, talk for you, right? Let your money talk for you.
Today, you can actually see the impact it has on your top line as well as your bottom line. And at the end of the day, if we sell a business, people are going to look to how is it going to be in the next 5 years. So I think this is very much about future-proofing your investments. And as Rubenstein just talked about, climate change is one of the greatest challenges we have ahead of us.
As the cost of externalities goes up, and that can be carbon taxes, it can be the threat of consumer boycotts, it can be more difficulty in raising capital, it can be more difficult to employ the right people. I think as those cost of those externalities goes up, companies are recognizing that it's a win-win to address those issues up front. Long gone are the times where you have to argue that ESG is going to hurt returns.
And bringing the globe's top decision makers together ensured the variety of approaches could be debated and insights shared.
To align as an industry in terms of how we look at these issues, how we report to our investors in particular, because otherwise from an investor perspective, they're comparing apples and oranges. So there's lots of things that we're doing, like developing guidance around carbon footprinting. So how do you do a carbon footprint for a fund, and what emissions do you report, and what standards do you use, and what methodology do you use? And so we're looking at that, and we're developing guidance for that as an industry. We're also developing guidance for taxonomy alignment, which is another huge area in the industry, which would be a half-an-hour discussion around taxonomy alignment in and of itself.
And they're different for different geographies as well.
Exactly. So yeah, there's a lot that we're trying to push as an industry, and we're trying to do it collaboratively, and I think that's key.
So I learned the lesson to invest in a broader portfolio, not to do single bets, to be really broad, to expect the unexpected, and be very disciplined in what you do.
We as employers, we definitely have to be more open to different backgrounds, different colleges. Talent is spread all over the place, thanks God. It's not city specific or school specific, and we're doing that.
Indeed, offering a diverse view and a truly unique perspective, former CIA intelligence officer, now CEO, Rupal Patel, shared her thoughts on business culture and the lessons that can be learned from the world of espionage.
The main transferable skill from the intelligence world into a more commercial/business world is this idea of drawing on all source intel. So in a business setting, you're not going to have clandestine sources, but you can draw on lots of diverse sources, whether it be from the world of art, the world of science, the world of culture, other industries, and drawing on those sources intentionally, and then intentionally choosing to see, well, how can I take some of those lessons and bring them into a private equity or a venture capital setting? And then secondly, also being all source in the actual sources of the information as far as the people are concerned. So a diversity of team, a diversity of thought, both demographic diversity, but also intellectual diversity is absolutely essential.
SuperReturn International ensuring the key conversations and meetings that matter could once again happen in person, an invaluable opportunity for so many to reconnect.